Hey guys, Brother John here. I'm here to do a review for you guys. This is the Ryrie Study Bible King James Version put out by Moody Publishers. Yeah, Moody Publishers from Chicago. This is all my reviews I've done on study Bibles have been Baptist. So this would be considered a Southern Baptist study Bible, because Charles Ryrie was a Southern Baptist. He was a member of W.A. Criswell's church in Dallas, First Baptist Dallas. And he was also I think he was a teacher at Dallas Theological Seminary. I think he was. He taught theology there, systematic theology, if I'm not mistaken. So this right here is the Ryrie Study Bible. This is a very popular study Bible. It reminds me, we'll talk more about it as it gets through it. It says right here is the introduction, where here's the page. It says Ryrie Study Bible, Charles Ryrie, King James. Doctor of Theology and PhD. So he had Doctor of Theology and PhD. And he also had Doctor of Letters. That was from Liberty University, where he has Doctor of Letters from. So he had 3 doctorate degrees. It's amazing. I think this is bonded leather. I'm not really sure. I really wanted this in burgundy, but I couldn't find it in burgundy. This Bible's getting really, really hard to find. Just to let you know that, if you want to get one. Right here, it says tables, weights, and measures, and coins, and a read through the Bible in a year plan. How many pages is that? That's like about 4 or 5 pages of that. Would you look at that? See, my wife got this study Bible for herself, and I can use it as well, because right now I'm in school studying theology right now, and Charles Ryrie actually taught theology, and this study Bible is really for a person who's, if you're going to school, study theology, this would be a great study tool to use. This chronological order of the books. This is the Old Testament, I believe. Yeah. Kind of reminds me of the Baptist Study Edition I did. Classifications of the Old Testament books. That's cool. Here's an introduction to the Old Testament. Right there. Introduction to the Old Testament. Here's the introduction to Genesis. Now, I looked at the Schofield Study Bible, which I got that. I will do a review of it sometime soon, maybe. I'm not sure. But it actually has the same dates as the Schofield Bible. Arthur, Moses. So it's a pretty decent introduction. It's not like overwhelming. One thing about this Bible I like, it's not overwhelming. It's about mid-range. It's a good standard, good carrying size. Not overwhelming. It's not basic, but it's not academic either. It's a good, well-balanced Bible. One thing this Bible has that is I don't have in any of my other Bibles. Well, I do, but not in this extent, is the outline. The outline in this Bible is out of this world. And it's like this throughout the whole book. These outlines to the Bible, or to the books of the Testaments, to books, are just like so many of them. And they actually follow along. You actually can follow along with these outlines. It's really good. It's something you would see in church. I think that's why I like it. More handouts, you see it like this. There's a timeline of Genesis, sorry, right there. And now we get to the opening of this. Charles Ryrie does not believe in the gap theory versus Scofield. I'm going to talk about Scofield a lot in this because they're very similar Bibles. But we'll also talk about another one in this one too. One thing I like about this Bible is that most study Bibles or reference Bibles, the references are going to be in the middle of the center column, but this one does not do that. This one has the references on the side, kind of like a wide margin. So there is no center column reference, as you can see. I'm looking at it through the camera. There is no center column reference, but the references are on the sides. And then you have the text, the over column text, and you have the notes at the bottom, like you would see in the other reference Bible. I like the reference system in this Bible. I'm going to talk about it because I think I really like it. This one, like right here where it says, go over so you guys can see it. Over here where it says Genesis 1, chapter 1, right beside it on the wide margin actually has Genesis 1:1, and it's like this. I'm trying my best to show it to you. And then down below, then there's no more references until it gets to verse 4. And verse 4 is right beside it, where the references are. And so, I like this better than, actually something I would do in my own Bible. Make references like right beside where the verse is. I like that a lot. Names of God, right here, the very bottom. I think you have that in the Rock of Ages. See, it's not overwhelming like you would see. It's got, there's the notes of God, there's the double column reference like I told you about. It's not overwhelming. There's no little chart. This right here says the age. This right here gives the age of the people, how old they were when they died. Shows you how old they were. That's pretty neat. It's a good reference. This I don't carry study Bibles to church, but if I did, I wouldn't mind this one. I wouldn't mind this one because I think it's because of the wide margin on the side. It kind of reminds me of my journaling Bible, so it kind of, I don't know. I've never owned a wide margin before, so and every wide margin I've ever seen was like from someone else was like so chicken scratch handwriting. But this right here is so neat because it's been done computer, so it's really neat seeing it. It's real clean and real neat and real organized. This Bible is very neat and organized. The layout is like, I love the layout of it. It's not like the normal layout you would see in a reference Bible or even a study Bible. Nations of Genesis, right there. That's cool. Little things. I'm going to try to go through this Bible. Charles Ryrie was a big defender of free grace movement. Big defender of free grace. Here's Numbers. And you can see, like I said earlier, it's not overwhelming. So the introductions are going to be basic introductions where you're going to have, the title, the historical settings, the theme, and then you get to the outline. Like I said, these outlines are out of this world. I've never seen a Bible have this many outlines, this good, this extent. This is something you would see a pastor have. If you're a pastor, this would be a really good tool, especially when outlines and I like it. Here we go at the very end. I'm going to show you this real quick. There's the outline I was telling you about. Starts down here, goes all the way to this whole page, and follows up on the next page with a little chart right here. Pretty cool. This is another little chart, very bottom. You see these little charts and these diagrams and stuff. So let's go ahead and skip to there's a lot in this Bible to cover. There's one thing in here I was hoping to find. The movement of the Ark of the Covenant shows you where the Ark of the Covenant went to. That's pretty cool. This Bible reminds me a little bit of the Schofield. A little bit. Right here, it has the ministry of Elijah and Elisha. Right here. Normally you would see this in the back of the Bible, in the very back of the Maxar, but it actually has it right here in the middle. So there are some stuff in here that are really neat to have. Let's go between the Testaments. I'm going to see if he's got anything between the Testaments, because a lot of times there's a lot of goods that are in between the Testaments. Here we go, right here. He's got in between the Testaments. So he's got something right in here. Right here. Some good reads. And you got some blank sheet of paper so you can write some stuff. Take notes. In here's these little sections. Talks about Jewish religious groups came out during that time, during Rome during that time, Sadducees, like pretty much things that happened. He also got right here different things that happened throughout the world from Malachi to Matthew. So, for example, we got the Great Wall of China was built in between the time of the Testaments. So he's got some other things that are in here. The Apocryphal books were being, or the, not Apocryphal books, but the, not the Apocryphal books, but the, anyway. Assassination of Julius Caesar. So there's some things that happened in between the Testaments. So that's a little neat read. Here's some books that were written during that time. They're not what we would consider to be the canon. It's just some other books that were written, like the Apocryphal books. Here's a little map right here, or a little chart. You can see the harmonies of the gospel. They're right in the middle. A lot of times you find a lot of goods in the middle. I like how neat and organized this book is. It's really neat and organized. And then you got the Roman Empire. A lot of times you'll see it's at the, like I said, the back of the Bible, but then here it's in the middle. It's in the chart and the diagram of the New Testament books in the background. You got the miracles of Jesus, and you got the miracles of Jesus over here, and over here you got, I think these are prophecies of Messiah on the other side. Shows you, sorry if I'm going fast, just trying to, you got the introductions to the Gospels right there, little neat read. And you got the comparison of the 4 Gospels. Then you got the introduction to Matthew. There's a lot of paper in here you can write on. And then you got the introduction to Matthew. And then here's the outline I was telling you about. It's probably going to be out of this world. It is out of this world. It covers both these pages. So, like, if you're a pastor, like I said, this would be what you would want to have. Or if you're in Bible college, like myself, studying theology, then this would be great. This is red letter. There's also, here's a picture of what a synagogue would look like. That's cool. This red letter is like a blood red, red. It's like a blood red letter. It's really dark. You can see it. I like it a lot. It's not like a light red. And it doesn't bleed through. It's not really much bleed through. And here, like the Scofield has got a lot, to my opinion, it's got more bleed through than this. Probably because this paper is like a yep. I've seen some other reviews. They say this paper is yellow, and it looks kind of like a tint yellow a little bit. Doesn't really, make much difference. But in the back is where this book, it reminds me of the Ruttman Reference Bible. If you have a Ruttman Reference Bible, you'll know what I'm talking about. In the back, it's got the synopsis. Okay, it's got doctrines of the Bible. And if you go back here in the very back, this is where Charles Ryrie was teaching. So you don't have to buy this book to learn Charles Ryrie's teachings on theology. I think he's got a book on basic doctrines or something like that. You guys know what I'm talking about. Most people know what it is. So he's got doctrines of the scriptures. Flip over. Let's go read some of these. Doctrines of God. Doctrines of Christ. Doctrines of the Holy Spirit. And just great doctrines of angels. This stuff you would learn in Bible college, basically. Doctrines of Satan, doctrine of demons or devils, doctrine of man, doctrine of sin, doctrine of salvation. I'm just reading some of these. And it's like this throughout the whole back. Doctrines of the church, got an article on this. So, in the back, it's got all kinds of things. The inspiration of the Bible. So, you find this in the back. You learn this in Bible college. So, these are good things you learn. Here's one right here. It says the meaning, right there. The meaning of the blessed salvation, sorry. The meaning of the blessings of salvation, sorry. It's in the back here, Charles Ryrie. Now, a brief summary of the church history. Now, this is where you definitely learn this in Bible college. So I'm learning this in Bible college now, where you learn about church history and what happened and things like that. This is what you will learn. So if you're a Bible college student, this is pretty much exactly what you'll learn. You got index of scriptures in the very back. And then you got the Moody. And you got a concordance to the King James. Then you got your maps. Let's count how many maps you got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 maps in the back of this book. There's a lot of goods in here I like, but the only thing I don't like about this, see, I'm King James only. Only thing I use is the King James. So one of the things, if you have a Scofield Bible, this will be very familiar to you. But if you're not King James, if you're King James only, this will probably be a problem because right in here, let's just flip to. I'm just going to read one, just to give you an example, one I can remember. Let's go to. He gets this from the Scofield, and I don't like it. Where it says, right here, where it says in the very back where verses the verses are missing in the original Greek or original Hebrew, pretty much stating that these verses are not, they're added to the King James and are not in the original manuscripts. And I don't like that. I don't like that in a Bible, because it's like, it brings doubt to the believer, and makes them, it makes them question the King James, makes them question the Holy Scriptures. And I heard people say that, King James isn't perfect, but the Word of God is. And it just makes no sense. Right, here's stuff like that. And it comes from textual criticism. And that's something about this Bible. Kind of everything else about this Bible I love, I like about it. That's the only thing I don't like about it is just his idea on the King James. Pretty much the inspiration or whether or not God inspires His word throughout it's stuff like that. But other than that, I like it. It's good. I recommend it. It's good. It's just got to be careful with the whole textual criticism. Be careful. But if you have a Scofield Bible, this will be very similar to it. Very similar to a Scofield. All right. Love you guys. God bless. Bye-bye.